better not overstay our welcome.
And that is exactly what metroexodus does, folks. It completely overstays its welcome as long as it takes me to kill this giant, enormous, mutated bear here. That's how long it freaking takes that you have to do with between the long load times, the open world exploration and getting lost, the long driving sequences, the long boat paddling sequences. It's just bloody well full of itself, people. That's exactly what metroexodus is. It feels like it doesn't know whether it wants to be a Fallout open world game, a Far Cry open world game, or even a post-apocalyptic Mad Wax open world game. Unlike the Metro 2033 and Last Light Reduxes, which are more controlled, focused maps and environments, very tightly connected via the rail system, lack of open world. Even though there are outdoor sequences in Metro 2033 and Last Light, it's nowhere near as vast as this. I feel like everyone just wants to push the envelope. All the publishers say push the envelope for open world sandbox games because that's the new thing right now. It's in right now, like live services and those garbage battle royale nonsense games. It just falls way off the mark and shy of hitting the target, and let's just say I have very mixed reviews about metroexodus. Start off with the cons here right away. Long load times. This I had to shorten because I was sitting here for like a good 4 minutes. It was absurd. Next, you just have these prolonged waiting periods where nothing is happening and you're constantly waiting and waiting. This elevator ride I had to shorten by at least 30 seconds because you're in this elevator and nothing is happening and you're just going from place to place, whether you're in an elevator or you're on a train or a trolley, a boat, a freaking car. I cannot stress this enough. They really wanted to push the open world envelope here, but it just does not feel like you're having fun when you're in the open world. When you're in the open world, you feel like you honestly want to kill yourself, like you want to do right now in this elevator. There's also some truly dull filler, people. I mean, you're most of your time you're on a train, you're just talking to the natives and the locals, and it's just not engaging or very fun. It just feels like it's filler. That's pretty much it. Like right here, you're in a trolley, you're on this trolley, you want to get off the goddamn trolley, and you can't get off the freaking trolley because you gotta wait for it to load, essentially. And this whole next section is just me riding in vehicles, so if you're sticking around this long, I really appreciate it, folks, because I just want to showcase how weird and off-balance this game is. And I am truly disappointed in 4A Games and deepsilver that they allowed this. I mean, they probably wanted it to be ambitious and they thought they were being ambitious, but no, it's not fun. metroexodus does not need to be open world. Not at all. And between this and the freaking, look at this boat paddling. This is one of the 15 sequences where you're just in a rowboat going half a mile an hour, getting stopped by mutants, by squids, by shrimp creatures and monsters and nonsense, and you're getting sucked off by leeches and shit. It is insane, and it is just unnecessary. Why do you have to have this long burnt out feeling? It's of this slow burn, and it's not even a good slow burn too. It's all nonsense. It should have completely been cut from this game. It's not interesting at all. Most of the time, if I found myself rowing in this boat, I was holding the controller when I had the right trigger to row, and the next, my left hand, I had my phone checking the news updates, my status updates. That's not fun. That's not what a game should be. You shouldn't have a controller in one hand and a phone in the other hand. That's something that's not should be done. You're not having fun. You should be on your phone then. You should be doing something else. It's completely unnecessary, shallow, and quite pedantic. And then you're in these cars. Once you get access to a car, oh, and by the way, there's no fast travel either. No fast travel. Your means of fast travel is slow boat rowing and slow car driving that feels like it's gonna break down at every single turn. And I am going, it looked like I'm going a little fast here, but I'm not. I'm going 4 miles an hour down an old snowy road, and I just want to kill myself. I honestly just want to kill myself right now at this point. It is so bad, people. It is so freaking bad that the gorilla in this scene does not want to have anything to do with this shit. He's out. He doesn't even care about me. But on the flip side of things, the pros, they do have some fast-paced actions at times. And when it does want to be Metro, it can be Metro in these controlled sequences, such as when you're on a train heist, you know, fast-paced sequences when you're sneaking into bases, when you're actually underground and part of the Metro system again. It feels like Metro. Not when they're trying to shove open world down your throat. Another positive is authentic weapon sound effects. They really sound good here. Another pro would be the graphics and cinematic sequences with a mildly entertaining story. So the graphics are really pretty. On an Xbox One X, it runs at 30 frames per second at a full 4K resolution. It is pretty. Some of the character models are a little weird at times, but it's pretty nevertheless. The cinematic sequences, like the one you're about to see now, it works. It works well, and the story is mildly entertaining. There's an interesting plot. You can get a good ending and the bad ending. I got the worst ending because at that point in time, over the first few hours when they were trying to shove the open world nonsense down my throat, I gave up on caring. So I said, I'm just going to truck through this game. I got the bad ending. I don't really care. And yeah, but the cinematic sequences are pretty cool to watch and undergo. But, you know, it's few and far in between. Very, very few and far in between, unfortunately, with the, you know, it's just unevenly paced. That's exactly what it boils down to in this game. Uneven pacing. Another positive, you have item crafting. You can, any time at all during the game, for the most part, you can take out your backpack, you can craft what you need. A few things on the road. On the go, you can craft just, you know, the necessities, your filters and your med kits, some throwing knives. When you get to benches, well, actually, there's weapon mods too I wanted to showcase here too. There's a good amount of weapon modifications, but when you get to a bench too, you can get to a workbench and you can actually modify these weapons in further depth. Nothing different than what I'm showing here. Just you can craft at the workbench. You can craft Molotov cocktails and your grenades and ammunition, where you can't craft that on the go for some reason. I don't understand why you can't craft that there. I guess you need something at the workbench that you can't have in your backpack. But yeah, other than that, this is pretty cool. You get a vast array of different combinations of weapon mods and crafting. So that's really just about it, isn't it? Yeah, that's Metro Exodus. A real disappointment, in my opinion. At a core, the gameplay is alright. It's just way too much filler. The game took me about 15 hours to beat, but 5 of those hours were spent just wanderously, aimlessly in the landscape because I got lost or was paddling a boat for 2 hours. So, yeah, I mean, that's about it. There's nothing really much more I can say other than to just wrap this up. So we're going to go on record and say, overall, in conclusion, its best feature is the action and story when it is around. And the worst feature is just the bloody time wasting, folks. It's just too much of it. I mean, I'm sorry. I hate giving this a 6.5, but that's what it is. That's the game. It's just dull. There is action, but just not enough of it. And when it's around, it's there, I guess. I mean, I don't know what more I was expecting. I guess I was just expecting a more focused game other than just a big wandering sandbox for the most part. But that's about it, everyone. You guys have a great day, and hey, if you like this video, subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.